It had become routine. An early morning knock on the door.
Hey man, today is my birthday!
But somehow, this morning, it is different. One by one, each student is asked to pack their bags and await further notice.
Label my bag, where am I going to?
Certainly, it won't be just another day at the Academy. Academy, brought to you by Nescafe.
Stick Nescafe Classic, a genuine pleasure to share with your friends. Stick Nescafe Classic. Enjoy it whenever, wherever, and however you want it. Nescafe. Taste the coffee side of life.
On the last episode of The Academy, Chukwudi gave an emotional recital of the poem Do Not Go Gently Into That Good Night by Dylan Thomas.
Dying of the light.
However, when Alan asked the students to interpret the poem, each admitted that they had no idea what the Welshman was talking about.
Go through this and adapt this poem to your country, your people, your lives, your individual backgrounds.
As it happened, the only thing that the students agreed on was to ask Alan to give them until the next day in order to do a good job.
So the entire group of 20 people have worked on that, and now all 20 would like to continue working on it.
Yes!
Is this agreed? All hands, please?
Yes!
Later, a bonfire was lit on the beach. The students gathered round to put their collective thoughts into a single poetic expression. Into the night, they offered their ideas, but as time went by, once again, they agreed on nothing. It is day 5 of the Academy. Breakfast. Despite being asked to pack their bags and the imminent expulsion of at least one of them, the students are in high spirits.
1, 2, 3, go! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you!
Despite the joviality that comes with Chris's birthday, it seems that for one of our 20 students, it will be the end. His or her dreams dashed. For someone, this will be their last day at the Academy.
Come and if you tell me to come invest in your bank, for heaven's sake, I have to think about it.
Hello everybody. Please, how many of us have completed write-up?
Strangely, it is only Chukwudi who expresses concern about Alan's assignment.
How many of us have finished doing what we were asked to do last night? Oh man, it's today we're submitting this thing now. Don't worry.
Now the lessons of the past 2 days will be put to the test. Today's exercise, performance. One by one, the students must bring life to the magical words of Wole Soyinka. As with all acting exercises, the objective is for the students to reach inside of themselves to find talents, abilities, and understandings that they never knew they had. Gbenga was first.
I tried to get him to move it because he was so stiff. And I thought that if he understood the flow of the piece, that the meaning would fall out of his mouth, which happens quite often.
My young bride.
The lessons of the first week of the academy are obvious. Characters emerge. The script and the writer's meaning are well considered.
You sit and sob in your silent heart, but say nothing to all this. First, I blamed the white man.
The beginnings of maturity are apparent. And more important, the students are comfortable enough to attempt self-expression.
Now I feel I want to blame you for the mystery of the sapping of my wheel.
They have done well. But then comes Taiwo.
A prayer at the night, like a prayer of the night spirit. A prayer of the night spirit.
From the beginning, it is obvious. English could be a barrier to Taiwo's progress. However, her talent and burning wish to act on television promises to help her to overcome that barrier. And the dean is determined to help her do it.
She understood it in here, but because she didn't have the same facility with language, Taiwo found that piece of Death and the King's Horseman as Iyaloja very difficult. Go back to the beginning. Can you roughly translate it for me into Yoruba? Just roughly. Roughly, not word for word, but the idea.
Ojú títì ńláńlá ló jẹ́ fún wa. Ìwọ ni ajá tó dẹ̀yìn lẹ́yìn ọlọ́dẹ. Ẹlẹ́ṣin ọba. Ẹṣin ẹni tí a lè gbọ́kànlé.
Okay, all right. No, don't trivialize it. You see that the inflections now came out. You were the one who we thought. You were the one who we thought. You were the... But, no, you said... You see what you were saying? You were saying that he's the one that you could walk on, that you could put your faith in, and all those expressions, which are the same things that Soyinka is saying in English. So now translate back into English and do your scene with that same thought in mind. Okay, let's make her dance. Let's make her dance. I'm not releasing you. I want you to do two different gestures. When you're praising him, when you're saying good things of him, you go bang 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 bang. When you're making fun of him, you go ding bang 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 bang. So let's differentiate between the two things. All right, from the top, give her the rhythm.
You have betrayed us. We fed you with sweet meat. So shall we hope and waited you on the other side. But you said no. I must eat from the one left over. We said, you heard the hunter who brought down the quarries. But no, you said, I am the hunter. To you belong the perfect function.
Is that praise or is it not? To you belongs the vital portions. Yes.
To you belong the vital portions of the game. No, you said.
She's a very restless young woman and her feet were always in motion. So I thought, okay, she's got all this energy that's being sapped away. Let's use it and focus it. So, and also because she's Yoruba speaking and Soyinka writes in a way that really parallels Yoruba. And so I knew that she would catch it if she caught the rhythms of what he was writing.
With confidence, poise, and total passion, Backed by the drumming of her colleagues and the dean's unending encouragement, Taiwo brings new life to Soyinka's words. It has come full circle. The entire class witnesses growth before their very eyes as Taiwo revels. Her ultimate triumph is in English.
Are you laughing with him now? No, you're not. Tell him.
If you recall, I left something in your hands to accomplish overnight, and I understand you worked on it. I understand you had some conversations, some quiet moments and some loud moments. Is it finished? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Knowing that you're such a good instructor and director, you used to give us more time because the rules of the academy did not really give us more time to come together and work on it.
Does life always give you room to succeed? Your respect for my time is not being proven. We agreed on a time, thus you have not met it. Now, I could suggest some laps. I could suggest an extension, but I wouldn't be doing you just. What I'm going to suggest is that I will give you 15 minutes to finish your work. After that, I will consider it to be an objective missed, which is a strike against all members. You all have a certain amount of numbers or score that we are keeping on of you. You all just shared and agreed to forfeit 5 points. You have 15 minutes to solve the problem. You also have to do it in the way that you've been instructed. Mr. Facilitator, take your contestants, and you now have exactly 15 minutes. Then we are moving on regardless of you are accomplished or not.
Don't go blindly into the future, right? Strive against the dying of the light. Amaka, can you put that down? That's what pressure does for you. So we're accomplished in how many minutes?
Wild men with unimaginable deeds do not go gentle into that good night because they learned too late that their ways were grievous.
There are two translations.
So what do you want? Death of the nation or death of the life?
Death of our nation.
Our nation.
That's what I prefer.
You prefer that? What about everybody else? We are listening to the tune now. We took almost 2 days arguing over this.
Like magic, with seconds remaining, they seem to have solved the puzzle. Teamwork is in the air. Agreement. A poem is emerging.
Okay, people, we've run out of time.
How did you do?
You said we're going to deduct some marks. So we wouldn't want that marks, the marks to be deducted, so we have to put our house in order.
From an observation, I noticed something I want to play back to you. In the last 15 minutes, I didn't see any shouting like I saw yesterday. I didn't see any arguing. I saw a facilitator and a group of engaged people. The difference between overnight and 15 minutes, in his words, was a deduction or a reward. What I'm trying to get across to you is your reward should be your own self-esteem in accomplishing a goal. Why do I have to pay you or give you something when you should be proud of your own work? If you become an actor or an actress through this process, if you work hard, do you expect to get fame and fortune the next day?
No.
Okay, are you expecting millions of dollars to be paid to you for our work?
No.
Okay, that's good. Let's change the tone. Let's have some fun. It's time for the presentation. Who's going to do it? What's the outcome? What's the words? You're going to do it? All right, now, here's an exercise in team movement. You folks on the outside don't move. You have a line. Your line needs to move like this, okay? So the center people walk further than the outside people, all right? Do it backwards to the edge. Go. Let's have the presentation.
We need not go blindly into the future. Our future should get better and brighter at the close of the day. Strive against the death of our nation. Though wise men at their end know dark is right. Because their words brought no light, they do not go gentle into that good night. Good old days, all gone. We should stay to brighten our future. Strive against the death of our nation. Wild men who did unprintable things learned too late and grieved their actions. Elderly men near death, their eyes growing dim. Blind eyes could see like day and be happy. Strive against the death of our nation. And you, my brothers, there on that sad height, curse, bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. We need not go blindly into the future. Strive against the death of our nation.
We're going to change up now. We're going to work on specifically the requirements of the challenge that you will be going through Friday and Saturday. Your goal will be for you 5 groups to each create a video that is 3 minutes long. This 3-minute long video features your lyrics that you have just written, your poem, your version of Dylan Thomas. Your goal is to work as in teams, separately of the other teams. One of you needs to be a director. One of you needs to be the actor, or maybe 2 of you are actors. One of you is perhaps in charge of camera. One of you perhaps is in charge of the audio. You will only be given an audio person and a camera person. They will not assist you in solving your problems, but they will do what you tell them to do. You will then be competing against each other. Each group, A, B, C, and D, will independently produce a film. You will then see that film on the presentation day, which is Monday. That's where the judges will evaluate your progress to this day. All right? Everyone understand?
Yes.
Do you feel pressure?
No.
You should. Because soon after that, voting, tallying of your scores as individuals gets into gear.
The challenge now is to interpret the poem just written by themselves by performing it. To do this, they will first have to decipher their own work all over again and think of ways to visually represent their words. Though 20 students wrote the poem together, now divided into 4 groups, the students will undoubtedly give life to the poem in 4 unique ways. But first, each group will have to plan what they will do.
We already have the poem, and we will weave what we need to work around the poem. Agreed? Yeah, and let's hear from you. I think you had something.
Okay, I said showing the fight and quarrels in National Assembly. We try to act on it. What's happening over there? Under corruption, try to alleviate corruption. Ethnic violence in different areas of the country, e.g. the Hausa and the Yoruba clash that happened in Ketu. Ethnic clash, or the Biafra war that happened between the Igbos and the Hausas. And I came up with another thing that said the oil boom in the past that helped Nigeria in the economic development due to what we have here in the poor, due to what we have here, good old days. Because I was told that there was at a point in time in Nigeria, there was an oil boom where everything was okay, everybody was enjoying.
We understand the theme of the stuff, and then we work on a video that is going to actually communicate the stuff, and then we now come back to rewrite a script to fit the picture of what we have before us.
Have the 5 of us recite this thing. You understand? And the 5 different people represent 5 different ills. in our society.
If 5 people are doing it, you know, who is directing?
No, at the time, one person is doing it.
Somebody,
Because he said somebody a director. One should be a director.
Somebody has to be there to direct the whole thing.
Script, we study it. You know, we are not reading. But even if we are not reading it, we need to know it. So when she's like, maybe trying to appeal to me, even though I don't open my mouth throughout, I will know the time when I'm supposed to turn, I'm supposed to do this and all that kind of stuff.
Those are the things we will rehearse.
When we grew up, our parents told us stories about their own time. Their time and our time is quite different.
And now it comes, the end of the day. The students are sent to the Academy Hall to await the calling of names. There is a call for the list. And yes, the tears had turned to joy. The joke was on the students. Today represented the Academy's biggest breakthrough. The students had miraculously come together, written the poem, and later planned 4 credible productions. And so the challenge continues, but the Academy is pleased. No one has been expelled today. Instead, there is a party.
Chris, now your way. Yes, today now your day. Yes, but may I tell you one thing, I wish you all the best for this academy. But you know what, you forget your birthday because tomorrow, the first assignment starts. Saturday, and then on Monday, Mr. Eyeline go give you your results. So may you know what you do this night because you need all this your energy for tomorrow assignment. My word to you now, happy birthday.
Now, recharge to take your dreams even higher.
My dreams.
Yes, if you dream it, you can do it with Nestle Milo. Nestle Milo. Now, recharge with more energy-releasing B vitamins for extra nourishment, healthy growth, and mental well-being.
Dream it, I can do it.
Nestle Milo, the food drink of future champion.
Next time on The Academy. In a day filled with tension and excitement, the students will finally go head-to-head in a real competition.
Same position, different angles.
Later, they will have a confrontation with singer Yinka Davis.
He just failed, everybody.
We don't know what happened, so we'd like the 2 people involved to give us the account of what happened.
Finally, the students are asked to decide what will they do about 2 of them who have broken Academy rules. Find out in the next episode of The Academy. Brought to you by Nescafe.